Hello and welcome to the weekly update. I'm Brandon.
I'm Darren.
We're going to go through some of the top digital literacy news stories from the past week that we think are relevant and useful for our viewers.
Some interesting ones this week.
Some good debates, some interesting topics, and definitely things that should make you think about
your digital dossier.
Yeah. So,
what's the first one we got?
So the first one I've censored a little bit, because of YouTube's terms of service,
where we can't say certain words.
So I'm just going to call it the hub.
Oh, okay. What's going on with the hub?
I think most people might understand what we mean by that.
Yeah.
The hub extorted after hackers steal premium member activity logs.
No way. Really?
So
really? Hold on. I just need to check my account. I'm joking.
Okay, so
just for those of you who don't know what the hub is, it is
Careful.
a not safe for work site where people will engage in certain sexualized activities that you can watch for free that aren't youth or teen appropriate. How's that?
Good.
Okay.
I think that's
There we
TOS.
There we go.
So themselves, they weren't hacked, but they had a third party, another company that processes data for them.
Oh, a third party working on behalf of a big social media provider got hacked.
Yeah.
Haven't we talked about the dangers of what's going on with some of the legislation? Anyways.
Yeah, it was Mixpanel, which is the third party.
Right.
Now, they actually service a bunch of different apps, which go beyond what I want to talk about in this story.
Right.
But so the hub systems weren't breached, but what was stolen is historical data from 2021 and earlier. So 2022, 2023, 2024.
That's later.
Yeah. So
2021 and later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if someone made an account brand new, their data wouldn't be in this breach. But okay, so what was exposed?
Okay, hold on. So if you're between 2021 to 2024, if you created a new account, your information wasn't breached. If it was earlier than 2021, then yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm safe.
Now this is only for premium.
Joking.
So only for premium account users, right?
Okay,
so,
right.
So like the free
The
user,
pay to play.
Yeah.
Literally.
So search, watch, download activity.
Right.
Okay. Email addresses linked to activity events.
Right.
Video URLs,
Right.
video titles and
Yep.
keywords.
Yep.
Timestamps.
Yep.
Location data.
Yep.
Viewing actions, watched, downloaded, and channels viewed.
Oh my
Search
God.
history, including according to the Now, this is what the attackers had claimed. Now, they're making this extortion attempt.
Yeah.
Now, they shared a bit of the data with news reporters to verify, which is not uncommon.
The hackers did.
When bad hackers steal data and they're making a threat going, I have all your data.
Yep.
In order to help,
Prove
it's proof of life.
Yeah.
It's like in
Newspaper,
in a hostage movie.
Yeah,
I want to talk to make sure they're alive.
Okay. Here's a newspaper with the date on it.
So not
AI generated, but here you go.
So not uncommon for hackers and scammers to share a sample of data to prove that it's legitimate.
All right.
So anyways, the extortion group, Shiny Hunters, that's what they call themselves, claims they have 94 gigabytes of data, including 200 million records.
Oh, no.
So,
no.
digital, again, the show is about practical advice and thoughts so you can improve your digital life.
Don't sign up for premium accounts on these sites. Stay anonymous. Use a VPN.
Okay, so that's maybe a good digital literacy bit of advice. If you're going to build an account on a website that you may not be comfortable with other people knowing about, use a fake email, use a VPN, and private browsing.
But again, from a bigger perspective, if we were to look at this from never mind the platform, right? The hub. But if we look at this from a 50,000 foot level, I mean, given what's going on with age gating around the world right now, new legislation coming in that is demanding that these platforms have age checking protocols, which means that you have to provide this type of information. A lot of them are using third parties to do it for them. I mean, here's a great example where, once again, much like the Discord hack and some of the others that have happened, that now you would think that somebody working for the hub would have pretty good security protocols in place. You would think
they did. It's a third party that they hired to process data.
Therein lies the problem, right?
And it was more of a phishing, scamming attack. Right. I think the hackers had used a fake text message or something that gained access to the system.
Yeah, weakest link is always the human link, right?
Yeah. So that was some top news. That not a lot.
And you know what's really sad? You know where the hub resides?
Oh, that's Canada.
It's Canadian, eh? God.
Well.
Anyways.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I think
I've read about this. Like, here's another reason why we're not going to the certain countries.
Careful.
Certain countries. I don't want that certain country to see what I said in my social media.
Now, I think, isn't Canada exempt from this?
No.
Really? It's from the countries that don't apply for the visa exemption process. But we have a trade, but it's a
treaty trader.
Yeah, which is not the visa exemption process.
Yeah, you know what though? They can say that all they want. The problem is that like when we were applying for our U.S. visa, we had to do the same thing. I had to provide them with all our social media platforms that they could back and have a look and stuff. Like, I think everyone and their dog is talking about this story last week. So I think one thing that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about is what is classified as social media. Number one. Yeah. Number two, is it personal accounts or corporate accounts? Because if you're a social media manager, do you have to provide the links to the companies you manage? Yeah, you know what though? Like we've been preaching in all our programs, doesn't matter if it's to students or even to adults. If you're traveling to another country, don't take your personal phone, take a burner device. That way because you're pretty well guaranteed, as soon as you cross a border, most borders, the guards have the authority now to have a look through those devices without warrant.
Yeah, they have authority to.
Right? So
but there are policies and procedures as to when and how.
Yeah, and you can see that a lot of what's going on in other countries right now, they're following policy and procedure and constitutional rights, aren't they? Give me a break.
Change policy, yeah.
Like, give me a break.
So that'll be interesting.
1984. George Orwell.
Just
that's all I'm saying.
Public comment period for this proposal, it runs through until February 9th.
Oh, yeah.
So
just be careful that you don't comment on this in a negative way in your social media because it can come back to haunt you when you send it to them, right?
Or maybe use your IP address or interesting. Yeah, okay. Anyways, just something to showcase and let everyone know about. U.S. plans to require some visitors to provide social media information. Yes. Oh, and phone numbers and contact details of immediate family, too. Yeah. Anyways, but hey, when you're traveling to another country, anything you cross with is subject to search and evaluation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just that some countries are taking it to the far right extreme.
I can totally see, as a person who is more of the malicious compliance type of individual, or who appreciates that, I can imagine someone like a teen who is on like 100 different social networks just coming across a border with a binder going, here are your rules, here's everything.
I know.
Hey, they're following the rules.
Yeah, but then they'll hold you at the border until they go through everything, right? Now what took you 5 or 10 minutes to get through the border could take you hours.
Yeah, but what if you accidentally...
Hit me with malicious compliance? Well, I'm going to hit you back with malicious compliance.
But here's the thing. But what if you accidentally miss a social network that you own?
Well,
what are the consequences?
Well, they'll deny you access.
So would it be better just downloading your entire data history?
I know. It's like...
It's so like... Do they consider YouTube as social media? I mean, some countries are banning social media, but YouTube is exempt. Some countries, YouTube is included.
I know.
Like, what is social media? That's the question. And it's... Anyways. Okay, so...
They have some huge issues south of us. Right? Like, you know, I was watching a news show just recently, seeing how many of those who resided in the United States are now moving up here into Canada because of what's going on down south. We're now attracting a ton of doctors and a ton of nurses because of what's going on with their health system down there and stuff. Right? They're just getting frustrated with what's going on, so they're coming up here to the Great White North. Red and white, red and white. These are the colors for which we fight. Razzle dazzle, sis goomba, Canada, oh wait, ah ha ha. There you go.
Okay. Well, this story, I want to take a bit of a different approach. So DoorDash.
You use DoorDash, right?
I have. Yeah.
We don't.
Deliver faces felony charges after allegedly spraying customers' food with like a pepper spray.
Well, they said they wanted spicy.
Well,
extra spicy.
I believe the person alleged claimed there was a spider or something.
Oh, so let's spray somebody's food with pepper spray.
But the police responded by that claim going, it was too cold for spiders to be active. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Exactly.
Anyways.
Pepper spray is going to stop a spider.
The point of why I added this is not because I think I'm trying to claim DoorDash is a bad, terrible thing. What goes through people's minds in that why would you do something on someone else's property when the probability of a doorbell camera, which was captured on a doorbell camera, is exceedingly high today? I don't like whenever I even leave the property, I have to assume no matter where I am, there's probably a camera somewhere recording me doing something. So why would I do anything out in public that could be recorded unless I'm in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere?
And even then, there could be a satellite watching you.
Oh,
you know what, though? This is something that I teach in the law enforcement programs I do for law enforcement, saying, when you're out there, even when you don't see a cam, you got to expect that there's one on you that you don't see and is recording everything you're saying you're doing. That's going to come back to haunt you. Like, does this surprise me that this has happened? No. I mean, we've even seen in-car cams that some of these people forgot that they have in their vehicles, catching these people doing things to food that is in their vehicle that they're doing the door dashing, right? Where they're eating other people's food, spitting in their food, doing all kinds of stuff, right? And I think what has happened, I'm going to be a boomer here. Here comes boomer dad now. I think the generation of millennials and Generation Zs and all that kind of stuff that are going on, you guys have become so conditioned to technology that I think you're less aware of the fact, or it doesn't mean as much to you that you're on camera. It's just something that you guys have kind of accepted, right? Whereas my generation, it's kind of like, who's watching me? Why are you watching me? Where are the cameras? I mean, we're more hyper vigilant on that issue. So I think it creates that disinhibition effect, right? I think that maybe that's what's happening, because again, these people are getting caught in their cars doing things to food with their own cameras. Like, how do they not recognize that if there's an allegation, guess what? That camera is going to be downloaded, right? Like, hello. Anyways.
Yeah. So, practical advice, just assume no matter where you go and what you do, you could be recorded.
For sure.
So make wise decisions.
But then it'll be the old, that's not real, that's AI generated. Right? So it's that, and we're seeing that now too, right? Where people who are actually doing bad things, like politicians, caught doing bad things on camera, like politicians, will all of a sudden say, that's not real, that's AI. And that can be a reasonable excuse in today's world.
Yeah. Right? So, well, I guess it depends.
The liar's dividend is called.
Depends on, I guess, how the video. So if you have a doorbell camera and it's being recorded to the cloud, which means there's an original copy on the cloud server, then you could verify through that method.
Can you?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of how. Unless you get a TV with an AI video and you hold it in front of your doorbell camera to play an AI video, so then the original recording is a recording of it. Anyways. So I guess it could be technically possible to still manipulate.
You're just always on camera. Just like, hello. Even in the homes. I mean, how many times have we done stories now? We just did one last week or the week before where people are accessing home cameras because they're not locking things down properly. So bad actors are accessing what you're actually doing in the privacy of your home. Why? Because people have cameras in their homes now.
Or last week was the toilet camera.
That
facing down into the water.
I still like, oh my God, really? Anyways.
Check out that episode. That was last week.
Yeah.
iRobot. Filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
What?
So they're the ones. So
we're not going to see the videos of the cats on these Roombas anymore going around?
There's more brands than just that. So yeah, they're those little like circle. They're like the first autonomous little circle vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, little spaceships.
So they got bought out. $350 million in debt. By a robotics company.
Who owns that robotics company?
I don't have it here in the notes.
I think it's from, I think I read it. I think it's from China.
It's foreign capital, yes.
Yeah.
It's a foreign capital collection agency, basically.
And was the company that owned iRobot, was it American?
I don't know who owns iRobot.
What's interesting, right? When you read a lot of the terms of service, they say right in the privacy policies that, we'll keep your information private from other people unless we sell to another company. If we sell to the other company, then that other company now has the right to all that personal private information, right?
It has to be that way.
I know.
Because otherwise you can't sell the data. You can't sell the company.
I get it. I get it.
If you're being bought out, you literally have to give the other company the information.
It. But what if that other company is from a state actor that is somewhat problematic? I know. Yeah. Just saying. That's the boomer dad in me.
Now, the company that is buying it has said that the existing Roombas will continue to function. iRobot says that business operations will continue during its restructuring, and firmware updates and bugs are expected to remain available. Okay. So, and that was the big concern when they filed for bankruptcy. Everyone who had a robot was worried because a lot of the iRobot products are cloud dependent.
Right.
Now, there are other brands that all the software is locally on the bot.
Right.
So if they were ever to go out of business, the robot can still basically function.
Right.
So that's what a lot of people were worried about here.
I'm just happy because now I'm going to still be able to watch my videos of the cats on top of these Roombas walking around. I like the ones where the laser beams come out of the cats as well. Those are kind of cool.
If iRobot, those Roombas, the servers were to be cut off, speculated that the app would lose access, saved maps and smart mapping features would be turned off because the maps are stored on the cloud. Other robots are stored locally. Geofencing, automations, third-party integrations, and updates. So, practical advice, because that's what the show is all about. When you are looking at purchasing a smart home product, as much as possible, consider the possibility if the company were to go out of business or there's an internet outage, which happened this year as well, will the product still be functional? Will you be willing to spend another $500 plus on a new smart robot because the old one the company just went out of business?
What's interesting about like the Roomba and all that kind of stuff, I remember reading a security article not too long ago talking about like these robots in your home, they're basically mapping out your home, right?
They do.
Have to.
They have a 3D map in their system.
Correct. And that 3D map can be accessible to others.
It's stored in the cloud.
Yeah. So maybe like organizations that have 3 letters in them, like FBI, others, where now they can actually know what the inside of your house actually looks like.
I do have here in the notes in the articles,
right?
The competing brands, Roborock and Eufy, they store the maps locally. So,
but if the company's buying them, then that company now gets those maps too, right?
No, it's stored locally on like the robot. So you don't have to sync into the cloud.
Okay.
So again, consider when you're looking at buying a smart product, as much as possible, you can keep the information locally in your home without having a cloud-dependent access, and be very useful for long-term survivability of your products. Otherwise, you might be looking at purchasing a new robot.
I'm just happy cats can still ride these things and people can shoot videos. Some of them are pretty funny.
Users are reporting that they are now seeing that Google's Gemini AI can now directly integrate with their Google's Notebook LM, which is their research AI article reader.
But should that really surprise us? I mean, Google is really good at integrating products, right?
Fantastic.
So, I mean, I hate to admit this. I admitted this the other show as well. Like you keep saying that you think Google AI, i.e. Gemini, is actually going to outpace OpenAI via ChatGPT and some of the things that they own. And I mean, here's a really good example where they're going to be able to integrate into another really cool AI program, which is Notebook LM, right?
Yeah. Google hasn't officially announced this integration, but some tech nerds have discovered that it already is functional.
Shouldn't surprise us.
Some of the capabilities, the ability to attach multiple notebooks at once in like a single Gemini prompt,
right?
Integrate with Gemmy Gems, which is the ability for users to create AI assistants and to design improved workflows. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be, it shouldn't surprise us that they're doing that. Like I fully expect that Gemini is going to be able to integrate with all their AI products. Like why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Reddit sues Australia.
They're second in line, right? Because we have a couple of teens that have got a class action lawsuit that has been accepted by the Australian Highest Court to look at this very issue as well.
Reddit sues Australia to exempt itself from kids' social media ban. Its claim, it's a couple claims. Number one, it cites Australia's constitution and its implied freedom of political expression.
Which the teens are actually alleging as well.
Yeah. Reddit argues the ban interferes with the ability to express political views.
Which is what the teens are arguing as well.
It challenges how Australia defines social media platforms under the law. The law targets services whose main purpose is enabling online social interaction. Reddit argues social interaction is not a significant purpose of its platform.
I think that one might be a reach.
Points to widespread anonymity and evidence Reddit functions differently than traditional social networks.
It may function different, but I would still argue it's a social media platform, right? It depends upon people interacting on that platform. Right, so, I mean, again,
what do you think?
It comes down to what is your definition of social media. But I think if there's anything, like this is more than a messaging platform, right? Like it's not, it's more, it's a social media platform. It's where people can create their own subreddits on specific issues. It is meant to be social, right? So as a result of that, I would classify it as, I think they have an argument on the first two. In fact, when, I was talking to a couple of legal scholars in Australia who we follow, who are saying that they feel like the teens, the ones that they've launched, they feel like they have a strong foundational argument against the law that has been introduced in Australia. So I'm actually going to be following the teen case very, very closely. I think it's heading in February or March. I think their Supreme Court has said, yeah, they'll take it on. And it's almost identical to what Reddit is saying, but Reddit has kind of gone a step further to say, well, we're not social media. Well, I don't think so.
Well, I think, you know what? I think they do have a bit of a purpose there.
That they're not a social media platform?
They're different. Here's the thing.
Yeah,
a lot of
so
these,
is TikTok. TikTok is different than Instagram. Instagram is different than Snapchat.
I think that's what they're getting at. There was a great video I saw at some parliament where someone was arguing the difference between Snapchat and WhatsApp, where they're claiming Snapchat is social media, but WhatsApp is not because it's communications based. And often these bans, they have some politically appointed arbiter that says, that's social media, and they don't really have a whole lot of, like a rubric of that determination.
See, it's
kind of like vibes of, is this social media, is this a vibe for a ban or not?
Okay, I'm going to give a tease here. Like I'm just finishing an article today. It's taken me like over 10 hours to write that I'm going to be posting tomorrow that basically says that a lot of these bans that are going in place that are primarily age gating bans is attacking the wrong issue, right? Because especially now that AI is coming into vogue, like I've said before, I think Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, they're going to go by the way of the dodo bird, right? Like that's what I call legacy social media platforms. AI social is now starting to come to light. And none of this legislation, age gating legislation, is even going to touch this kind of stuff, right? So
I don't think I've seen these politicians address the Sora
No,
AI.
That's something I talk about in the article.
It's TikTok, but it's all AI generated stuff.
Yeah. So we're missing the trees through the forest, or is it the forest through the trees? Anyways, we're missing that, right? Like we should be concentrating more on how these programs, how these platforms, doesn't matter if it's an AI platform or a legacy social media platform, is how they are designed. Like we should be legislating safety by design, privacy by design, those types of issues, right? That's what we should be concentrating on. But you know what the problem is that, have you noticed with the age gating, other than Reddit, we haven't seen a lot of pushback from the big social media platforms? Yeah, they've said some things kind of publicly, like we don't agree with this, but not a lot of pushback. You know why? Because it's given them an easy out. They can now say, we've checked the box of age gating. They don't have to deal with any of the other issues, such as some of the algorithms that they're using, right? Which would cost, in the long run, doing the age gating may cost them a little bit, but it's in the bigger scheme of things, it's not going to affect their bottom line.
I suppose when you look at a person's lifetime, you can ban social media from 0 to 16 years of age, but then from 16 onward, you still get to make all that money, which is the majority of the money you're going to make from users.
And so what if I'm 15 today? But tomorrow I turn 16. So you're telling me that today at the age of 15, when I turn 16 tomorrow, something magically happens to me that now I don't have to worry about on these social media. See, that's where this legislation is gone. We're concentrating on the wrong thing. And the other issue is that I think we're so concentrated on legacy social media getting these bans in place that we're missing the up and coming AI issues that this legislation on age gating isn't going to matter, right? Like anyways, I don't want to give too much away. Check out my blog post tomorrow where I really dive deep. And I also believe, theory, that the reason why we're not getting a lot of pushback from these social media platforms is because they know that this is an easy win for them. They check one box, they said they've done it, it's not affecting the bottom line. I guarantee you, if the government was to go after them the way that we're suggesting they do it with regards to the legislation that we're putting in place, it's going to cost social media platforms huge bucks, which is going to affect their bottom line. So you know what they're going to do? They're going to spend tons of money on the legal fight, which now means we're going to court, which now means it's going to cost government a lot of money. And now it becomes who blinks first, right? And so for the government, my opinion, for the government, this is an easy win for the government as well, right? Like that's my argument. And I kind of laid that argument out.
Do you have in the upcoming article, I see a lot of people in Australia going, okay, so you ban YouTube, but yet you don't ban Roblox, where all the predators are on Roblox.
Yeah.
So that completely misses the point as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, that's in an article that we've already written that I attach as a reference to the article I'm writing tomorrow. Like, don't get me wrong. I actually applaud Australia for taking the jump, right? Like they're the first country that says, we're going to do something, right? But now, and I want to say that we're only into like day 4 of it, I think. Or day 5, because I think it was on the 10th and today's the 15th, right? So we got to give it some time to see what's happening, right? To make a good evidence-based kind of look at it, right? However, the thing is that if AI is going to push out legacy social media, well, then the policy that is in place specifically for legacy social media is going to be neutered, right? Like that's just like we got to be thinking ahead.
Did you see the comments from politicians potentially going after VPNs?
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah, that's gonna destroy your country's national security if you can't use a VPN.
Or what happens if we decide, okay, we're not going to go with a VPN, but you know what? I'm now going to use Tor to go down into the deep web instead, right? Like it's just.
Oh, it's like politicians don't know how technology works. Or I saw one video, a politician trying to explain a VPN, but not how it actually works.
Or one of the other cool things that we found in the Australia thing right now, one of our colleagues that we follow quite closely down there and we've interviewed in the past, they have a newspaper down there called the Crikey, right? Great name, right? It's so Australian. That have uncovered a huge pay-for-play scheme where a lot of these people who were pushing for this ban are making huge money in political kind of side deals that are going on and stuff, right? So
do they have shares in Persona?
Well, all I can say is that it's interesting to watch. There's some great investigative reporting taking place right now as to the who, what, where, when, why, and how of who was involved in this and who wasn't involved in this legislation. Like the legislation from the day it was issued to the day it was passed was like very, very short. There wasn't a lot of in my opinion, there wasn't a lot of time taken to really game this out per se,
well,
right?
Because it was all given power to an arbiter that goes, here, you vibe whatever you think social media or not.
It's going to be again, I want to give Australia some time to they have a university, an independent third party that is going to be reviewing what has happened over the next 2 years, right? But again, I think in 2 years, a lot of the traditional social media is going to go by the way of the dodo bird, right? Like I'm already seeing it, right? So, but read the article.
Android coming up with an interesting update available to US and some parts of Germany and Mexico. The ability during emergency 911 calls in order to do it via video.
Kind of cool. It's only though, I mean, the 911 dispatcher where you're phoning into is going to have the technology in order to do that as well, right?
Yes, but much like when it comes to geolocation and getting all it will take time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, a really good example. Let's say you come across a hiker who's been injured for whatever reason, and he needs a medical intervention, but yet you have no medical training whatsoever. You can immediately phone 911, connect to the ambulance, show them what's going on. The ambulance or the doctors can see what's going on in the video, and then they can kind of walk you through how to treat it. Really good example.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's a great idea. However, it just means that the 911 or the agency, the emergency agency you're connecting with, they need to have the ability to connect, right? To do that kind of stuff. And it's not necessarily as easy as what people think it is.
There will be some back end, but at least the function will be compatible with Android.
I actually like the idea.
So how it kind of works is call or text dispatchers, and they can send you a request, and from a tap a button on the phone, because it's built into Android, it's optional, right? You can opt in. If you choose not to share your video with the policing services, you don't have to.
Fire ambulance.
Yeah.
Search and rescue.
Yeah.
I mean, search and rescue is going to be another great idea, right? Even with the GPS, sometimes it's not quite as pinpoint as you want. Whereas if you can kind of show exactly some of the terrain around you, right? I think the visuals combined with the GPS will just make it a lot quicker. By the way, I saw a great invention created by a young person where these hikers now, what they're doing is not only using the GPS, but they now developed a device that with a push of a button, it shoots a balloon, a helium balloon with a little strobe light in it, connected to some twine from your backpack up into the air, high above the canopy of the trees, so that it's blinking and it's a bright orange, so anybody flying around will be able to see this thing as well. Great idea.
It's better than a flare, which has a limited one-time use.
Exactly.
It's like one flare, here we go.
Exactly. You just hope that the helicopter doesn't fly into the twine, right? Right, kind of things. But I thought it was a great idea.
I think the blade to be strong enough to snap the twine.
You would think.
I would hope.
You would think.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to check with a pilot on that one.
Or World War II, where they had that plane. Remember seeing those with the SAS back in World War II? Or the Office of OSS in World War II. It was these Hercules that had big forks like this on the front of the plane. They would tie a person, like maybe a prisoner that they captured, into this harness. They would launch this huge helium balloon that looks like a blimp. And then the plane would, if this is the string, the plane would capture it, and then it would pull the person back, and then they would hook the twine and pull the person into the plane. I know. Pretty cool. I know. Check it out.
Wait, was that the inspiration for the Batman movie?
Well, I don't know.
Isn't that what they did on the second Batman?
Maybe
one?
I don't know.
Where he had the balloon and the plane.
But I'm telling you, the OSS developed that in World War II. Oh yeah, no.
Maybe that was the inspiration for that part of that Batman movie.
Cool.
When he went to Japan and kidnapped that banker.
Yeah, I've seen it in a bunch of movies actually. So.
All right,
Hogan's Heroes. They did in Hogan's Heroes. Slop.
Okay, Merriam-Webster has claimed the word slop as its word of the year for 2025.
No, I disagree. I think the word of the year this year, 6-7.
No,
6-7.
That was dictionary.com.
Okay.
Dictionary.com claimed 6-7 as the word of the year.
6-7.
Merriam-Webster's is claiming slop. I don't think Merriam-Webster would degrade themselves to that degree of choosing 6-7. Dictionary.com is a little more mainstream, not as what would be the word?
Right now,
not
some
prestigious.
Some of the parents who may be watching this are going, I can't believe he said that. I say that in my student presentations when I introduce myself. I say, you know what? I've got 6. No, hold on. I've actually got 7 certifications as an online researcher. I go 6-7 like this, and the kids just break out laughing, and you can see the teachers putting their heads in their hands, just shaking their heads. So anyways, slop is the word of 2025.
Slop, which honestly I agree with.
That's what pigs eat. Slop.
It is.
Yeah.
It's also Webster gives a historical in their publication, a historical backgrounder to how slop has changed its meaning over time.
Well, I can tell you it's all over the place right now, right? And speaking of which, did you see that OpenAI just came out with their new AI slop visual model now, right? To create visuals and audio. They're competing with Sora and all that kind of stuff. So it's very interesting to see where this is going.
They also partnered with Disney to allow Disney characters to be like, what?
I know.
Why? I would love to see that agreement in terms of what Disney agreed to, but to allow its copyrighted characters to somehow be slopified.
I can see some bad actors doing some very bad things, right?
Especially when OpenAI launches their adult version in February.
Oh my God! Like, can you imagine like Cinderella and the Prince Charming? Some of the things you could do with slop. Like, I think we covered that in the hub part that we talked about a little bit earlier. Like, it's like, what are you doing, right? And is this opening the door now to allow producers like Disney, rather than hiring humans to create animated movies?
Yep.
Or actors?
Amazon had to pull their AI generated summary of the Fallout series because season 2 is coming out, I think, sometime this month.
Yeah.
Or next.
Great series. Great series.
And so they did an AI summary.
Fallout's actually got a Christmas thing as well. We're going to watch it with Mom tonight. She doesn't know that yet, but we're watching it tonight.
There's a Christmas thing?
There's a Christmas, Fallout Christmas. Yeah. We're going to watch it tonight. I found
a movie or like?
No, it's a movie. Apparently it's a movie. I'm watching it tonight.
Fallout
I'll let
from
you know.
like Bethesda's video game?
I think so. I'll let you know. I'm watching it tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I put it in my save because right now between December 1st to December 25th, Mom and Dad, we watch a Christmas movie every single night, right? So we just watched a scary, very scary Christmas. So we watched that one. We watched one where Steve Austin, the wrestler, he was a bad Santa kind of thing, like very bad Santa. We watched that, but we're watching a ton of different like Christmas movies between now and the end of the year. And so the Fallout Christmas we're watching it tonight. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be. I love the Fallout series. On was it Netflix or Prime?
It's Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Prime. So interesting. Yeah, check it out. Let's see it. Come on, find it. There it is.
The Gulag?
I don't know what it's called. All I know is that there's a Christmas.
That's okay. It's a fireplace.
No, it's something else apparently. There's something else.
This one?
I don't know. We'll watch it tonight. I'll report out next week.
Okay. I have my doubts.
All right. You have your doubts about me all the time.
As someone who is the absolute fan of Bethesda's Fallout world,
right?
I think I would have heard about that.
Maybe it is the fireplace. You kind of got me thinking.
Is it the Gulag? It came out 6 days ago, and it's on Amazon Prime Video.
Maybe that's what might it be. So I'm gonna watch a fire.
It's just.
Let me see. I think that's it. No, you just wrecked my night.
Oh yeah. So like, why is every streaming service having a special Yule log? So there is. I know on Netflix I saw one for K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw one for Stranger Things.
Oh, I know.
Like
speaking of Stranger Things, I don't like the new season.
I have not started it because I have no interest because somehow the time jump between the ages of the actors, I don't think I don't know. I haven't
like it. I'm just saying I don't like it. So I watched the first 3 episodes and then I went like, no, like these guys, they're adults now. They like it. No.
Are they still pretending to be teens?
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Or have they actually 5 years later
they're still
from the end of season 4?
No, they're still in high school and stuff. Right. So anyway, so I stopped watching it because I went, this is not
the suspension of disbelief.
It's just not my shtick.
All right.
On that note,
thank you all so much.
Are we doing one next week?
Probably.
Next week is Tuesday. Isn't that the 24th? Isn't that Christmas Eve?
Is it?
No, is it?
23rd.
23rd.
So we're fine.
Okay, we're fine. Whew. All right. Well, I look forward to next week. So from Darren
and Brandon, thank you all so much, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good afternoon, Dr. Court. How you brought yourself to where you are today?
Wanting to be generous and accommodating.
Work with young people.
we decided to do some background research on these three major mobile ISPs, what's clearly prohibited and could in fact be a violation of their terms of service.
We thought this would be an opportunity to create a video about general buying and selling safety tips on the internet.
Created a version 2 that they call the Tonashi Scholar, and which is specifically designed for youth, about a new mobile phone that was on the market called the Wise Phone.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Unanswered Questions. Sometimes we just don't get enough time to answer all the amazing questions from students during our live broadcast. Recent bug in Meta, Facebook, and Instagram proves you cannot always trust a password. AI cybercrime is happening right now, and is likely going to be happening more. We wish to recognize these extraordinary and outstanding people by presenting them with the White Hatter Medallion.